Brodie Smith back on Twitter making bold takes. We saw 2 first-time winners on tour, one of them even being a YouTube star. Welcome to the weekend wrap-up. The World Championships might be tomorrow. I know, crazy, snuck up on us. And if you're like me and forgot what the hell happened this season, check out Swiss and I breaking down every dgpt event that's happened this year. And there's a lot of them.
Before we jump into the Jim Palmieri's 50th American Flying Disc Open, we gotta talk trophies. And of course, Mr. Smith was not impressed. Brodie came hard, saying the trophy theme of finding something in your garage continues, neglecting all historical context behind the meaning of the steering wheel trophy. And in true Brodie fashion, he yet again put his foot in his mouth when it comes to anything surrounding disc golf traditions. And don't get me wrong, if you took just the optics of the trophy by itself, many would consider it a trash trophy and justify in making fun of it. Shoot, even I have been critical of trophies past. See the butt plug reference from Idlewild, and the craft project that was known as the 2022 World's Trophies. However, maybe a brief glance at the tournament logo and look at the history, you quickly understand the symbolism that the steering wheel trophy epitomized. As the first American Flying Disc Open champion, Dan Stork won an actual car 50 years prior, which also was the largest monetary prize in disc golf up until 2021 Pro Tour Championship, 48 years after the first tournament. Event organizers even went as far as sourcing 2 actual Datsun steering wheels from the same make, model, and year as the first car prize. And each winner took photos with the current TD and the first TD of the event, and Hall of Famer Jim Palmieri, who's pictured in the first giveaway. That inspired not only the name of the tournament, the logo, and trophy for it. So yeah, not a great look completely shitting on a historical significant tournament, trophy displaying its disc golf roots, and unintentionally going after a Hall of Famer who actually coined the term disc golf. It's fine to keep things quirky and weird when it comes to disc golf trophies, especially those that has history or reflect the region. And for those still defending Brodie, who even when faced with the history still believe the trophy to be trash and doesn't have a place in the game. That's what trophies are. Trophies like this are in all sports that many make no mention of, let alone criticize, like the Paul Bunyan axe or the Little Brown Jug trophies in college football. But let's not just stick to the Big Ten. How about the Makala trophy that is handed out to the winner of the Sunshine Showdown, which just so happens to involve Brodie's alma mater, Florida, and FSU. Maybe Brodie needs to see it in another sport he loved and tried to go pro in also, golf, where they have trophies affectionately referred to as Mr. Potato Head or the Golden Clam, and don't get me started on this guy. Instead, he chose to double down. Despite being shown the reason of the trophy, maybe he needs to just sit this one out. More players covered, and the heart-pounding action that only live can provide, all from the comfort of your home. Only on the Disc Golf Network. Use the link in the description to sign up for your first month. It's playoff season, and also it helps us on tours, so what are you waiting for already?
So let us finally get into the action that many of you just might have missed, which I understand not tuning in. However, you did miss out on some well-deserved action from touring pros that are not commonly seen in coverage. Players like Manabu with his smoothness, Jake Wolf's funkiness, Hendel's putter grandpa rollers, as much Matty-O as you can handle, and of course, the boom guy. Day 1 was highlighted with Canadian and master player Martin Hendel rolling his way to a single-stroke lead after day 1. Marty, the KG vet, was in control on the difficult course, playing clean on day 1 with a 9-under on the round. Most notable of his play was his soft putter rollers, and overall roller game was something everyone can appreciate. So good, Brian Earhart affectionately referred to as a grandpa rollers. And let's not forget his gunslinging putt straight from the waist that could still reach from distance. It was awesome to watch a playing style similar to what you might see on a local course, and for it to at least hang with the pros for a day. Day 2 saw more established pros separate, especially Ezra Robinson, who made the stop minus his brother, got more accustomed to the course as he began to carve the needed lines to score on this track. Ezra was strong off the tee, putting himself in scoring position, and when he hit the back 9 after a 4-down front half, Ezra began to separate, hitting a 6-pack of birdies in the first 6 holes of the back half, and finishing with a 10-under on the day with a lone blemish bogey on 16. He went into the final 2 strokes better than Matty-O, looking towards his first dgpt victory.
Jake Wolf was able to capture a final day lead card appearance after a 9-under on day 2. The rare disc golf pro who throws 0 backhand, instead opting for primarily tomahawk off the tee. No, I'm not kidding. And when not throwing tomahawk, he goes with a low submarine style swooping forehand when it's required. I'm being real. Wolf does have the most unique throwing style, and if you ever attend an event on multiple days, give his card a follow. You won't be disappointed because it's even better in person.
Ezra came to win as he birdied 5 of the first 6 holes and went 6 down through the front 9, only to better that score on the back 9. He threw an absolute dime flip-up roller on hole 12, having it curl up in C1, ultimately resulting in an eagle on a 520-foot hole. At the very least, it was the best roller on the season and possibly a top 10 record roller on coverage. Ezra then went on to finish the round with 3 straight birdies, finishing 13 under, a new course record, and his first dgpt win and the now famous steering wheel trophy. He destroyed the competition by 6 strokes, was outstanding off the tee, gaining over 28 strokes tee to green, and also was 94% within the circle. Even if you feel those numbers are inflated with the competition field, his 13 under would be my response. Matty O came in second with a 25 under, a full 10 strokes better than Connor Rock, who was able to climb up 9 spots on the final day with a 10 under on day 3.
The FPO started with a paltry 16 competitor field, and only 6 of those holding a 900 rating or better. And about the same number had played a DGPT event earlier this season, resulting in the most open field with no clear favorites heading into day 1, something that hasn't been seen at a women's DGPT event thus far this season. But Swiss, there have been a record-setting unique winners thus far in the FPO. Yes, and we have also seen Tatar take down 8 of the 24 events this season. That's only about a third of the total year. Is the field open behind Tatar? Sure. But when this event had none of the season's previous winners participating at the tournament, it was even more wide open than normal. Sprinkling in the fact that Parma is a technical wooded course requiring a variety of shots to score well, it was no surprise that the few touring pros in the field found themselves near the leaderboard on day 1. Chantel Badinsky, better known by her YouTube handle Miss Frisbee, came out the gate quickly, starting off the round birdieing the 600-foot hole 1. Chantel was the only one to score a birdie on the hole for the entire day. She also had a very controlling round, parring 10 of the 18 holes. When she did find bogeys, they came after birdies, so the impact was minimal. She shot above her rating, stayed in bounds, and finished even on the day, something that none of her competitors was able to accomplish as she went into day 2 atop the leaderboard at a DGP event for the first time in her short career. That being said, when being chased down by other touring pros and Hannah Stevanovic and Holly Finley, as all were within 4 strokes on a course that can be punishing. Despite Chantel getting a birdie yet again on hole 1, she did finish one over on the front 9 on day 2 and had a very up and down round total, 6 bogeys and 5 birdies on the day. Widboom and Finley were able to capitalize, closing the gap slightly, while Colleen McInnes, a Canadian player in her first DGPT event ever, made a splash as she was one of the only 2 players to shoot under on a round in the first 2 days. The 4 ladies on lead card were only separated by 3 strokes heading into the final day, and in an all-out sprint for what would be their first DGPT win of their careers. And the way Chantel came out and played on the final round, it didn't matter. She birdied hole 1 for a 3rd time in a row. That saw only one other player birdie over the entire tournament. She played clean through the front 9 with a 3 under, only to add 5 more birdies on the back for an 8 under course record, an 1,007 rated round, and a full 6 strokes better than any other round over the weekend, winning the tournament by a full 9 strokes over fellow Canadian Colleen McInnes.
Miss Frisbee, who has over 12,000 on YouTube, did this one for the disc golf YouTubers out there. I'm going to nerd out for a second, but back in the day, I started a YouTube channel with the hope to sharing the sport I love, as well as showing those that by putting in true dedication to the thing you love, you can make your dreams a reality. I'm sure you guys have heard of Badanza Disc Golf, another content creator out there grinding. He even cashed at Kansas City, a DGPT event this season. Disc golf is still in a unique spot where people can make dreams happen. Don't forget that. I mean, there's a reason we're out here living in a van the next 2 months, dedicating our lives to this shit. So please drop a sub, or at least a like. I'm sorry, I just get emotional over this type of stuff. With the small field and Worlds being around the corner, there was little attention on this event, and honestly, I was already more focused on who my world prediction is than anything else. I'm sure that one will come to me by tomorrow's prediction preview show that you guys can check out.
And if you guys are too busy or don't have live to catch the latest at the World Championship, check out the Swiss Cheese channel for a recap every single round. Yeah, I know I'm crazy, but when you live in a van, you gotta have some excuses to get away from Jay.
Hey, dickhead, just end the show.
See you guys tomorrow and the rest of the week for the 2023 Disc Golf World Championships.